And we are live. I am live. That's the only person who's alive here. And wow, what a crowd showing up. Good afternoon. I should do these at a set time now that we're all having a little party here on the Substack. We should do these at a set time. I just wanted to check in and touch base and get on the mic and see how everyone's doing. This has been a really tricky weekend. It's been a very tricky past, when was it? Saturday morning. 48 hours. More than 48 hours now. Anyway, I don't want to get into stuff that people are more equipped to talk about than I am. What I can tell you is that I did reach out to, I went to my senator's website, Chuck Schumer's website, and left a message. I sent a message. Because I'm told that there is, like, the staff does get to the staff. It does reach them. So if you're not comfortable calling, making that call, leaving a message or whatever, you can always just go to your representative's website and do that, which I just did. I felt good about it. I wrote what I had to say, what I wanted to say. And see, Ellen Katz here has said that I called my senator and left a very strong message today. Good on you, Ellen. Well done. Alan is here. Jim Haleppo. Hello, sir. Julie. Wow. What a nice crowd. Anyway, yeah, it's important to be heard because it's the time when we're, I think, feeling very, at least I'm feeling very sort of powerless and a little unnerved about what to do because something's got to change. This is this is bad, guys. This is bad. Let's see. Mary RC here says, been flooding my reps with phone calls, but here in Ohio, they don't listen. Mary, I'm from Ohio. I don't know if you know that. I'm from Cleveland, so I have my own frustrations with government in Ohio and how it acts not in the best interest of its constituents. But, Jim Jordan, yay. Although, who's the good guy in Ohio that I like so much? I'm having an old person moment in my head. Sherrod Brown. I like Sherrod Brown. That's what I was trying to think of. I like him. Let's see. Your son lives in Portland, Maine. He ran against Vance. Sherrod. We love Sherrod. Anyway, what I wanted to reach out, a couple of things. First of all, are we all leaving TikTok? I think I might. I was creeping up on 400,000 followers there, and like I kind of hit the same moment with Twitter. There, I walked away from 300,000, a little more than that, I think, and walked away from it, like deleted. And because TikTok is apparently not letting people who are posting videos about it's things are weird at TikTok under the new ownership, let's just say. And I haven't actively participated in the TikTok community in a long time. I will look if I make a video, excuse me, I will occasionally upload that video to TikTok. But TikTok, even in my height, even when I was using it at the most, I always, and I don't know what it is in my brain, but I could never put TikTok anywhere other than that sort of like bastard stepchild place in my head. My priority was always Instagram and for a time Twitter until that ended, but Instagram and then even YouTube. TikTok always felt like an afterthought to me. And yeah, even as the numbers grew on TikTok, and I'm sure half of them are bots, but like, I don't know. It never felt like my crowd, let's just say. And TikTok just in terms of a user experience, that interface, the user interface, all the shit that's on the screen, the bells, the whistles, the badges, whatever, all the candy, it looks like the kids' room. I never I never really got it. So anyway, um, if I'm walking away from TikTok, and I guess maybe I am, I have to say, one less bell to answer. I'm kind of fine with it. One less bell to answer, really, because I think we've reached peak social media. We probably reached peak social media a while ago. Threads is getting traction. I'm doing fine on Threads. I enjoy Threads. I mean, it's the underdog. I really like Blue Sky, because Blue Sky has this thing where you can put all of the sources that you follow into a list, like you used to be able to do on Twitter. Maybe you still can. I don't know. X. And so it's reliable sources that you like, right? Like I would put in there like AP, NPR, New York Times, Wall Street Journal for news, not opinion. Um, and I would make that playlist. It's called that list, and it's called my newsstand. And that's where I go kind of first thing in the morning on Blue Sky. The first thing I open is my newsstand list on Blue Sky to get what's happening. And yeah, and also some other sources, not just, news anyway. And then I'll look at Threads, but I cannot remember the last time I fired up TikTok just to peruse. I don't know. It never occupied that space in my head that maybe just my age, because I'm old, but I always liked Instagram more, and Instagram Reels has gotten way better. And you know what else I enjoy are YouTube Shorts. Occasionally, I will put something on YouTube, or I'll look at something on YouTube, and then I'll start flipping on YouTube Shorts, and I'll forget that it's YouTube Shorts because there's a lot of entertaining stuff in there, and also stuff that has other value. And this kind of dovetails into what I also wanted to talk about, how I've been coping. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. Although, God, sometimes in the last few days, I really wanted a cigarette, but I haven't had a cigarette in almost 4 years. That feels really good. No, instead, I have looked at a lot of Instagram for sure. I started reading a novel, like fiction. I started reading Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy by John le Carré, because I loved Spy Who Came in from the Cold. I love the movie Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I think it's too short. That should have been a 3-hour movie. I'd like to see a director's cut of that. And then, I don't know. I love spycraft stuff. I have some Ian Fleming novels, the Bond novels, but I haven't jumped in yet. But anyway, I started reading a novel at night. That's what I go to bed. That's what I do before I go to sleep. I read. I crack open Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I've been enjoying that. Great book. I love his writing, and the way he reveals characters, le Carré. I mean, no wonder he was so wildly successful and popular. It's great spy novels, really good. So I've been doing that. I've been looking on YouTube. I have a thing about watches. I like men's watches, automatic watches, Rolexes, Omegas, whatever. And I wear a Tudor. And so it's been very therapeutic to watch these sort of 10, maybe 20-minute videos from watch people, because there are creators who are all about watches, nerds, really. And my feed on YouTube is now flooded with them because I've watched so many of them. So YouTube now assumes that that's what I like. And so it serves up a lot of those. And some of them are crap. A lot of them are clearly generated by AI. It's terrible, lazy. But I like the real creators who actually make a sort of video, like watch nerds. And that has been a nice escape. I watched 2 movies last night. I did a double header, Sisu, and then Sisu, something about revenge. Great. Great. God, those films are so incredibly satisfying. So films, YouTube videos about watches, and I also dip into a little bit to men's style. Shoe repair videos are very therapeutic for me. And I love videos about tailoring. Speaking of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Um, and yeah. Oh, Teresa My Nat says, I love tiny house videos. Those are great. I am fascinated by people who manage with smaller spaces. Love small spaces. Really, really, really love small spaces. So anybody who does live in a small space, I salute you. I had a studio apartment, the smallest apartment I ever had. Was it? I think it might have been the smallest one I ever had. It was around 200 square feet. Less. I think it was 190 square feet. And I lived in it for 5 years. And if I didn't have a dog, um, um, if I didn't have a dog, I could definitely live. I mean, I love the hotel lifestyle. Less but better, efficient, whatever. So that shit's very therapeutic. Someone here says, I'd love to see George in the Criterion Closet. Oh my God. I'd lose my mind in the Criterion Closet. Let's see. Jim Haleppo is unapologetically watching videos on scarf tying. Bitch, I get it. Check it out. Wait. This thing. Somebody sent me this gorgeous scarf. I love it so much. And there's more than one way to tie it. So nice one. Let's see. I'm building out a Paris apartment in my garage. I'm going to live in it and rent the big house, says Teresa My Nat. Then go on antique junkets. Nicely done. Let's see. I did a project for a local jeweler for their watch sale. Next time I'll reach out to you. I love automatic Swiss watches, diving watches in particular. That's my kink. The Tudor Submariner, which is now really the Tudor Black Bay. The Rolex Submariner. I like a Rolex Datejust. Excuse me. GMT. I love a chronograph. The Daytona. Omega just came out with a chronograph that's really quite handsome, but I like stainless steel. I'm not into the gold. Anyway, yeah, I love watch videos. And so I literally wrote this down on my little piece of paper. What do I want to talk about in this video? Managing, getting through it. So I've been reading a novel, the John le Carré novel, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, so far. I might dig into, and I will share with you guys in the notes under this video on Substack. And I'll do it on YouTube because I think this is going to post to YouTube also. This post that somebody put, I think it's on Vulture, the order in which you could dig into a John le Carré book reading kind of pattern is very helpful if you're interested. So I'll just throw that up there. And yeah, and I've been exercising like I'm not a maniac, but I've been very consistent. I rode the bike this morning, 30 minutes. Yesterday I did weights. On Saturday, of all days, after the horror in Minneapolis, I did manage to I needed to get some tension out. So I think I rode the bike on Saturday. Yeah, that's been very important to me. And getting sleep. So sleep, exercise. I have not been eating like an asshole. I've put up enough excuses for a long time, and there really aren't any. So I've been I guess the gist is I've been making an effort and been successful in that effort in taking better care of myself in terms of exercise, diet, sleep, intellectual pursuits like reading, all of that shit. I find it super important. Maria Tortilla says The Rip on Netflix is excellent. I agree. Good movie. Good cop thriller. I really liked it. I might watch it again. Do I like Christopher Ward watches out of England? Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Amy. I think somebody sent me something about a Christopher Ward watch that just got released. I believe Christopher Ward just released something that is reminiscent of a Rolex Daytona, but for much less of a price, because a new Rolex, you're looking at 10 grand or up, or 9.5 grand for a Submariner, a new one, without the date. And I don't like the dates on it. I don't need the date on it. Yes, I have heard of Christopher. That's the long answer. Yeah. Naval Watch Company is another one that does really great, affordable diving watches. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder there. See, felt so much better yesterday. And adds, felt so much better yesterday after Pilates. I was bummed out and exhausted from the world. It's very therapeutic. Instead of lying on the couch and feeling whatever, you do something that gives you some strength, good for your vigor, all of it. Yeah, that's what I'm finding, for sure. And also reaching out. Most importantly, um, a lot of people here talking about yoga and meditation. I salute you. Let's see. I'm not sure how you live in NYC and don't eat constantly. Well, Mike Hirschman, that is a fair question. We have so many great options for eating in restaurants. It's delicious. I agree with you. Let's see. Eric Linden said, I'm glad you enjoyed Bone Temple. Can't wait for the next one. It's such a good series. Ray Fiennes was excellent. I have such a crush on Ray Fiennes. Um, yeah. If Ray Fiennes had a gay bone in his body, I would be all over it. How's that? And I liked him in Bone Temple. It's a good movie. Let's see. Ellen Katz says, I tried to disassociate from the politics, but these recent developments have made me doing things. You can't disassociate from politics now. It's actually civically irresponsible. You need a break, but you can't not pay attention. You can't. This is not a head in the sand kind of a moment. No way. Theo Golden right now. You know whose podcast is really good? Try building Lego sets. I don't need more stuff in the house. I love the idea of building. If I had more space, yeah, I would. What was I going to say? I was doing things I'm nuts. But you know whose podcast is really great right now? Great for a time like now. Bill Nye. And Bill Nye also includes, I model my own newsletter. I've been doing some things in my newsletter for a long time, but Bill Nye kind of reminds me, recommend a book, recommend something to listen to. He does a playlist with every episode, or recommends one. He's a real soothing voice. I recommend Bill Nye. And also there is a podcast. Oh shit. Michael, who created Bosch. Michael Connolly, has a podcast out now about, this is a great distraction, diversion. If you are very sort of like serial killer, murder curious, I mean, like, it's a tricky time to bring up that word, isn't it? Michael Connolly has a true crime podcast out now about the Zodiac killer and also the Black Dahlia killer, the Black Dahlia Avenger from was she murdered? Elizabeth Short murdered in 1947, was it? In this month. It was in January. And apparently those two killers are the same guy. Fascinating podcast. It's called Killer in the Code. And if you are into like that kind of, murder mystery, unsolved, but yet maybe solved with this investigative podcast, check it out. It's called Killer in the Code. Yeah. Anyway, and going out to a restaurant is a great idea as well. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to talk any longer than 20 minutes. That's too much, but I want to just thank you guys for subscribing. For those of you who have, I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. And call your senators or leave them a message. That's something we can do. If there is a demonstration locally, by all means, participate, but I don't pack heat. Even if you have a permit for one, don't bring it. But yeah, call your senators. I think they're going to get a shellacking in the midterms. Trump physically looks like he could die tomorrow. I mean, he just looks like he's at death's door. Although I'm sure when it does happen, I'm sure the administration will weekend at Bernie's that shit for at least a day, probably more. Yeah. But we will get through this somehow. We're all going to be changed by this. We all are changed by this. But the only way through is through. We have to go forward. And we can't just lie down. I do love, let me leave you with a silver lining. If you haven't yet, go find, Stephen Miller is definitely running the show, Ellen Katz. Stephen Miller is an evil man. Stephen Miller is Santa Monica Goebbels. Stephen Miller is an evil man. Kristi Noem is an evil person. Greg Bovino is a horrible, evil person. But Stephen Miller really is the author and architect of this shit show, this horror. Truly. What I was going to say was, before I go, check out the footage of the National Guard showing up in Minneapolis. These guys, unmasked, they're in uniforms, like real uniforms, not bought on Amazon uniforms. They're in real, like, organization-issued uniforms. These men are trained. They have a moral code. They have grace. They are there to help. They are there in the right spirit. They're handing out, they're passing out, what were they passing out there? Donuts, coffee, hot chocolate? Were they doing pizza too? Like, I want to give these guys neck massages. Like, you know, what a counterbalance. The National Guard is such a contrasting counterbalance, or just a contrast to these dicks from ICE. And it's really nice to see. So if you haven't, it's all over the web, like socials and stuff like that, and go look at the National Guard guys. That's the right energy from a government agency. You know, Ronald Reagan started this shit with, the worst thing you can hear is when someone says, I'm from the United States government and I'm here to help. These guys are saying very much that, and it's the right way, until, Reagan started to bastardize that idea. The National Guard is there to help, and they are literally there to help. And, yeah. So go look at them. They're nice to see. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I've talked too long. Thank you for indulging me. Thank you for subscribing. And for those of you who are paid subscribers, I'm doubly, triply grateful. So thank you. The work continues, and we will get through this somehow. All right.